but this is my 4th year, and I thought beekeeping would be like a piece of cake. You just have the bees, next to you squeeze honey, right? And then I have all the gardens, the vegetable garden, fruit trees. Yeah, great. But first year, 2017, after 5 months later, bees gone, disappeared. And then I didn't know what happened. And then I started looking into it, and the beekeeping, this became one of the complex, complicated hobby ever. So that has grown to be like a 2, 3, 5, 10, 20, 30, 40. And last year, coming out of about January, I had, coming into 2021, I had about 50 hives. And this year has gone up to about 100 hives. So, but I can't help it. As they're growing, this is one of the hobby. I have to warn you that if you start something, this one here is kind of a, if you do it well, it's gonna really grow on you. Now, as you can see, all these bee boxes here, they look similar, but as an introductory, there are many different type of bee boxes, beehive, say, the old style, the kind of round is a scab. It's been around so many hundreds of years that people use that. And then and then there's a many different warrior hive, Layens hive, top bar hive, and then some of them I talk about the flow hive later. The year only 1800, there's a name, the Lorenzo Langstroth, and he was, a beekeeper, and he was looking at the bees, and with his observation, he found that there's a rule on the bees. They make combs. It's called the bee space, and 3/8 to 5/8, and they keep the space exactly the same. So then he simulated. He made the first this type of box with a comb, the frame. Okay, I am so sorry. I put this one out for the demonstration, but I'm gonna go back to what's happening here first. September, October, and November, right before the weeds start growing, it's what we call dearth. There's not much food out there. So then I just put out there, this frame was extract the honey, and then I just put it out for the demonstration. It's been only about 5-10 minutes. Look at that.
Wow.
They're stealing my honey. It's called the robbing. So in any case, any hive that entrance is too big, it's got lots of honey stored, they come in, they steal, and then the colony is done.
Oh, wow.
Okay, and after like a day or so later, you find it, there's a lot of dead bodies, dead bees, okay, they are fighting. One is defending, the other one coming is to steal. So these guys are, it's like watch this, right? Okay, they're all going off, they're going back to, and then if I leave it out here, they'll come back. Okay, but within about a few hours, this will be cleaned out. I mean, not a drop of honey on this frame. This is what we call wet frame, but they're coming back. Look at that. But anyway, so this is what's happening in here. I was going to show, but I think it was a kind of mistake. Oh well. But so back to the Langstroth hive. That is, so he made that the frame is removable. We already used to all this type of frames already, but actually he designed it, and then also he designed it to make it stacking up just like that, and then a lot easier. So this is about 1850, and then since then the design has not been changed at all, but he did a really good job of. Only thing is that he couldn't get it to patent it. Okay, so we are using it for free. Anybody can make it and so forth. But that's the Langstroth hive. So about 90% of the people are using this type of hive. Okay, so it's very popular. And then the other one, the Langstroth Hive, is kind of a little elongated, and very few people use it. And one of kind of popular but really pain in the neck to operate is the Warrior Hive. That is, it's what they call natural hive. You put the box on, let the bees build the combs, and then you have to add the box from the bottom up. So then you have to lift the first one, put the box in, lift, and put another box in when the time comes to add a box to it. But it's because of it, they built the comb, and then you have to somehow break it. So that's why it becomes really headache. I think there's some other way to do it, but because it's the whole idea is natural. That's how let the bees build what they wanted. But again, as a beekeeper, but anyway, you just look into it. And top bar hive is a flat. So all the boxes, when this honey is filled, on this hive here, it becomes about 30 pounds. And with this, the bigger ones filled with the honey, 50 to 60, as much as 70 pounds. And when you lift that thing, it's a lot of work. It's back on, like a strain on your back and so forth. So then he came up with, what if we make it flat? So it's top bar. So you don't have to lift it. Just open the cover, and all the frames lined up, and entrance from the coming to one side to the end. Only thing is that bees love to store honey on the top here, okay? Because then, since they are flat, and they are not storing much honey. So only thing is that you have to do is maybe some of the honey frames are much honey to it at the end, then that's where you're gonna harvest from. But very popular, people who is older age, doesn't want to lift, but it has the pros and cons again, that there are a lot of options. And then lastly, among other, there are other different type of hive. The last one is the flow hive. This is one of the genius idea of just stack them up, and at the end, all the honey's up there, and then you probably, everybody's seen a commercial on Facebook and everywhere else. You just turn the knob, and the honey flows out. How easy, how convenient is it? Right. That's how they promoted the flow hive. But I don't want to say good and bad. It's just I'm just saying just my experience. To me, honey comes in at the end. It's all about beekeeping. Okay. If you don't do the beekeeping right, no matter what you have, you're not going to have a honey. So that was kind of misleading to the consumer. So anyway, so much for that. And but also the most expensive. So if you got money sit around, you like to just tinker around it, that's the one you go. Okay. Now, the structure of the colony is starting off this 5. You know what? Hi guys, I'm going to move you guys. Sometimes, little quieter.
Here, bee. Here, bee.
I know a lot of experienced beekeepers would say, that's not a good idea. Is encouraging robbing and so forth. I know, but this is only one time. So please bear with me and forgive me. Okay. So the way they constructed the hive is that one colony have one queen, and rest of it is her daughters, all females. Okay. So the queen, typically regular hive about 20 to 30,000 bees, and then male bees. Then the question is, where are the male bees? Where are the guys? Okay, these guys are all seasonal. So as the spring starts, when they swarm, and there's a new queen comes out, a virgin queen comes out, and she goes out, mate. What happens, there's no male bees. So then in the winter time, right around this time of the year, as it gets colder, all the males bees get kicked out of the house. Why? Because they don't do any work. No laundry, no washing dishes, no folding or no vacuuming, nothing. What they do? NFL, on the TV, drinking beer. Hi, honey, right? So, and then their bodies are bigger than our regular bees. They eat a lot as well. So usually when I inspect the hive, bees store honey first of all outskirts of it, outside, and on the top of the frame. But because of that, where they hang out? Restaurant, club, bar, where the food is at. Okay, so that's. But as a right now, we haven't had a really cold spell yet. But I was thinking that the last rain we had, I think the temperature is going to drop to like the 40s, 50s. But unfortunately, there was a tropical storm. And then after that, everything maintained about 60, 70 degrees. Today is about 70 something. So then it's going to go on till about maybe another 2 to 3 weeks. And then by Thanksgiving or beginning of December, it may drop the temperature. And then next thing you know, one day you come out here, and then you see all the dead bees. And I get a call from, oh, yeah, all the bees are dying, dead. Send me a picture. I look at it. Yeah, those are all the guys. Okay. All the drones get kicked out. And then no drones in the wintertime. So then they goes working out, they do their own stuff. Now, if I read it right, it takes about 24 days. Okay. Now, regular bees, emergencies from the egg to emergence, the hatching is about 21 days. Drones are 24 days. Queen is 16 days. So 16, 20, 24. And then also, as soon as they come out of the comb cell, the male bees doesn't function. You know what they have to do, okay? You know what I'm talking about, okay? The functional, it takes time. It's like, the teenagers go through puberty and all that. Same thing, it takes about 2 weeks for them to sexually mature. So then they start fly out to mate with the virgin queens. So 24 plus 2 weeks, that's 14 days, about 38 days, that's about 6-7 weeks of time. So then Mother Nature, if I start March come around, the virgin queens just start getting mated, and then if the queens start making male bees, it's already too late. So then you go back, they see when they're gonna start swarming or whether it's gonna get better, then start go back 6 weeks, 7 weeks prior to that, and then see by the time the drone's ready, the swarm starts happening, then virgin queen come out and get mated. So last year around this time of the year, I could not see any drones at all. And I had some of the queens to be mated, and they could not get mated because there was no drones whatsoever. But this week, I saw patch of drone cells. What does that mean? They were saying, oh, Song, it's gonna be warmer winter. If you have any virgin queens, we can help you. Okay, that's kind of message that I'm getting. So, and then some other areas are still got drones on it. All right, so by reading what they do, is pretty much I can predict or dictate what I'm gonna do. I can plan it. But then again, how would I know this was gonna be warmer? I have no idea. But I'm finished just 2 of my last queens got mated, and then I'm done for the year. But that's the kind of sign of things that I can see. It's going to be a couple more weeks to be warmer weather. Okay. Now, so back to the colonies, the queen, worker bees, whole daughters, and male bees. Used to be when I started about a few years ago, queens or all the books said the queen's lifespan is about 5 to 7 years. All right. Now, at the 4th year, do I have any queens that I had it for 4 or 5 years ago? No. The most queen, oldest queen that I had, had, early spring was what I call blue queen, or what was it, the green queen. What am I talking about? The international code, we mark these queens. And some people do, some people don't. 2021, any queen was born, we mark it with a white. And next year it's going to be yellow, red, green, blue, white. So we alternate. So any queen that I see the color on them, then I can tell what year was born. Number one. Number two, sometimes they supersede, they change the queen, so forth. And then you don't know which one is which, whether mother or daughter. So by having the color on it, oh yeah, that's the mother, that's the daughter. Sometimes I see the two queens in there, oh, what happened? Then one was, it happens quite often, that is one came in, was born, and then the other one went out for mating, came back, went into wrong house. Ooh. Trust me, the Mother Nature is not perfect. They make a lot of mistakes, okay? So then I see sometimes the two queens in there. I know that there was a mother. Again, it happens quite often. Now the question, what I haven't done is that why don't I just let them live, have two queens, let the two queens run the house. If that happens next time, I'm gonna let it ride, see what it does. But even though I've seen about 6 weeks period of time, they had lived together. So then I take the queen out, split the hive, make it two hives. Okay. Now, the other thing is the beekeeping is that sure, okay, let the bees whatever they wanted to do, right? But I am kind of anal about, I want to know what they're doing inside. So then I go through inspections. Then the question is, how often would you inspect? The book says about 7 to 10 days, or every other, once, twice a month. But as I'm a student learning, I've been inspecting once a week. When the season starts, not in the winter time, when the temperature drops like a 60 degree below, you do not open the box. Why? Because they keep once the queen lay egg, and then they put the food, nutrient into the comb, and then about 8 to 10 days they cap it, and then 11 days later it hatch. But meantime, they keep the brood, what we call the babies, 92 to 93 degrees. That's pretty hot, okay? So that's why I was gonna show you in here, the combs start burn. When they start making the new comb, it's kind of whitish, beige, nice looking color. But later on, it just turns light brown, dark brown. Then after 2 years later, completely black. So that's where I rotate take that one out and give a new fresh frames or wax. Okay. So that's what, when it's too cold, you don't want to open it. Okay. But I can pick in, okay, see what's going on. But I love to see we're gonna check them, this hive here, one frame by frame, and then they will tell me, that is, whether they are going up or going down, or something's wrong, or they need some help. So by the experience, by reading so many frames, you can tell pretty much what they're gonna do. So then you act accordingly, give them more space, or take the space boxes down to give it less space. That has to be adjusted constant. Yeah? Huh?
People are saying, let's bring them on.
Bring on. Okay, got it. Okay, good. All right. Well, so much for that. Okay. So now, why do I use the smoke? Let them know Daddy's here. Okay.
This is the part where I start to freak out a little.
So this here is what we call deep and medium, medium. You can do any size you want. You can do deep, 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 or even for the people who have like a physical difficulty lifting stuff, this is 10 framer and make it to 8 frame, smaller, so a lot easier. But it seems to me 8 framer is a little harder to manage because it grows so fast. So if you're really not on top of it, it becomes a little bit of a headache. So it needs a little managed a little bit better. Okay. So this colony has been, this colony, I caught this one last year, April in Hayward, from Bonnie Alexander, I think, their front yard, and then they collected. And then since then, they superseded one. They changed the queen once, twice. So her mother is on the other side, and then that's the time I give opportunity to expand their colony. So every time they do something, I take advantage of it. That's why I inspect them so often to know what they're doing, and then I use it for my advantage. Okay. I'm gonna shake these guys off. Okay. What I'll do, I'm gonna go to the bottom and then check, and this one I want to check the bottom, the top one to the last, and then I will tell you why. Okay, later.
So how heavy is that?
Okay, you wanna feel how heavy it is?
Sure.
Just to get a feel of it.
Okay, this is Chris. I'm going in.
Yeah, Chris, just to put your hand on the here and here. Turn around, yeah, right there. Okay, just lift.
Oh yeah, that's about maybe 50, 60 pounds.
Okay, that's about, you've been very generous. This is, for the beekeeper, when you say 60 pounds, whoa, okay. I would say this is about 40 pounds.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so those
I'm
are the
weak.
ones the beekeeper, you guys know what it means, 40 pounds, okay?
Chris
All right.
didn't eat his Wheaties.
Huh?
Chris did not
I
eat
did
his
not.
Wheaties.
I did not eat my Wheaties.
No,
but that's
okay, all right. So we're gonna
Don't
go
think of me
down.
any
I'm gonna go
differently,
down
honey.
one more. And this is light. Okay. Get up here. Make sure. Okay. So then I smoke them. Let them know I'm here. And then you have a lot, there are many different type of tools. Okay, I like this one here. You can lift a frame, you can separate, and then I can scrape it. Okay, but it's just tool. Anything you get used to it. Now at the bottom here, as the weather gets colder, cooler, and then everybody move upward. So then bottom one pretty much empty. So then I have to make an adjustment for that. That's what we're gonna do today. As the winter come, a lot of people ask me, okay, what is the prep? Okay, that's the kind of thing you have to do. Find out what's the population, how many frames, and then you calculate that to make it house a little smaller. Now, if you're living two person, husband and wife in a house, let's say the house is about 2,000 square feet, 2-story. Then you're gonna spend a lot of time heating up the entire house. If we're to move to 1-bedroom apartment, then heating cost is not gonna be that much. It's the same concept. If it's too much, then they need to spend a lot of time heating up the room, meaning you'll be spending a lot of honey, okay? So as you can see, this was completely empty. Okay. All right, let me grab the frame holder. What time is it now?
You have a watch on?
I don't.
Oh,
It's
okay.
already-
Let's try.
And then the other side is about the same. Okay. Then I can see right there, she just laid an egg and then just covered with the nectars and the little the food at the bottom. Okay. So again, outside of the house is usually cooler than center. So if you put a basketball in the middle of it, that's where the most activity will happen.
Margaret Davis and Christine Velasquez wanted to let you know they're watching.
Then what?
They're watching.
Okay, good. Okay. So again, this one is food, just pollens stored. Now, one other thing that as a beekeepers you have to really watch out for is pollen bound, honey bound. That is, of course, they store a lot of food, but the main thing is the queen has to have a room to lay eggs. So that if there's too much pollens or honeys stored in it, you gotta remove. And then replace with not the foundation, but if you gotta have some drawn comb. Because at this time of the year, there's no nectar. In order for them to draw a new comb, they gotta leave lots of nectar or honey rather, but they don't do that much, not as much as the springtime. So we have to watch for that. Okay. So I always say drawn comb is gold. Okay. Same thing here. If this I replaced it not too long ago, and this is a plastic foundation, as you can see, nothing was drawn. Okay, that's gonna go on like that. Just a little bit they built. They're working on it. But in springtime, they will draw like within a week, just fully drawn, and then next thing you know, the queen start laying eggs. So as you can see, the bottom part is pretty much, I don't see any new brood, nothing. Just cleaned comb, pollens, and then I see here, same thing, nectar and the pollen. So here, the kind of creamy thing here, that is, again, this all, whatever the pollen is, they stored it completely. So bottom, it's like a basement. So I might have to do some adjustment on that to grow, to have the growth in the for springtime. Okay. And then this one is a little bit heavier. This is like a textbook setup. Clean comb, honey, and pollen. So that's what they do most of the time. Okay. But again, I don't see any brood. Now, when I see like that, I have to ask a question. Uh-oh, maybe the queen's not there. Okay. Again, outside, there's more honey. And so far I haven't seen any drones here. But this yard, I don't think there's many drones still flying. And in San Lorenzo, there are tons. I mean tons. So this is my raising yard. This is where I grow colonies. And then I have one yard called the mating yard that is called the stud yard. Okay. And I put the virgin queens in there. Mating rate is about 100%. Okay, so I'm gonna put this back here. As the temperature drops, you can pretty much tell the colony start to downsizing. And excuse me. Okay, now this is complete honey. You can see, kind of sparkly. Now, right here, some of them are already consumed. So one side they're storing it, the other side they're consuming it. Okay, this is. Hopefully, I can see a queen in here. And then also by activity, you can pretty much tell whether they're going up or going down or slowing down or something's wrong. Same thing, there's more honey and then pollen deposit. Okay. And so far, I haven't seen any queen yet, but almost at the end, I am going to have one of the frame, a queen is I'm gonna mark her because that's the show. Okay, here we go. Okay.
Do queens have a stinger?
Yes, but I never gotten stung by the queen yet.
Not yet.
Last year I marked a raise of 120 queens, and I don't know. That's why they call me bee charmer. I don't know. Okay, here, this is typical pattern. This when she lay eggs, and then right here, kind of with the creamy one, there's a royal jelly. They get the royal jelly just a tiny bit, and then after that they put more nutrient, nectar, and honey, all the liquid, and then about 10 days later they get capped, and 11 days later they are emerged. Oh, hey, yeah, Jeff found the queen right there. Okay, let me move it to where the sunny is. Okay, you see that?
Where's the queen?
Right there.
She's got the dot on her back.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I see.
Okay, so it says she's 2021 queen. All right. Thank you, Your Highness. Okay, so now right here, I'm gonna go show you. Let's see, right there. Okay, this guy, this is about to getting out of try to emerge. Right there. Okay, excuse me. See right here. Okay.
So it's trying to reconnect. It just
Huh?
trying
It's-
to reconnect.
Uh-oh. Did it? Okay, good. Okay. So now here she's trying to emerge. Okay, here comes. Yay!
All right, just gave birth to a
Yep.
baby bee.
Good. Okay.
Wow.
So now here's one of the thing that I want to say is this each comb, okay, here, this medium, what we call medium size, if I count that average, not exactly, but there's about 20, 40. That's 20, 26, I'm sorry, 26 and 40. So right here, there are about 2,000 holes, 2,000 combs in here. So if the queen lay eggs here, she can lay 2,000, 6,000, no, 4,000. 4,000 bees can emerge out of one frame. That's quite a bit. But as you can see on the other one, it wasn't full. So I usually percentize 40%, 50%, then calculate that, and then it comes to like 1,000. But the bigger frames are, one side is 40 times 80, 3,200. So you got two sides, 6,400. So then you have a 6,400, 5 frames, full of it, that's about 30,000 bees. But I would say about 40 or 60%. So then that's how you estimate how much bees is going to start emerge, and then according to that you can project where it's going. Okay.
Ken would like to know if you change your order of the frames, if that would do it.
Mess up. Okay. So one other question is yes. Well, again, they get used to it. I do that all the time. Just like we did, you pull out the pollen-bound frame, honey-bound frame out of it. Sometimes I need some more work to it. I put it in the center. If the weather's cooler, and then I put the, if the brood frames are outside, I can move it to the center. Okay? But it's accordingly not to their advantage. So that also you are the beekeeper, so then you want to project and tell them which way you want to go. Okay, so the manipulation with the frames, I do that all the time. Now, this is a fantastic. Look at that. You just, I would say this is what, 80%, 90%, right? So then here is about 2,000, it's about what, 1,600 bees is going to emerge next 2 weeks.
Wow. So
Here-
the dark spots,
Mhm.
is that royal jelly, or is that are those bees right into
Okay, sometimes
the
they
dark?
put the food source in the middle.
Oh, okay.
So then you don't have to go to the basement, pick up something, come back up.
Gotcha.
So sometimes I see the pollens deposit in the middle random. You don't have to go too far. And a fresh one, just get it right there and then put it to work. Okay. This side here, okay, now this is interesting. Not interesting, I mean for you guys, but not me.
What are you trying to say?
Nothing. I didn't hear nothing. Okay. So here is capped, and then here is there's eggs and the larvae just hatched. Yeah. Oh, okay. This is really nice. Okay. If you can, Jeff, you can close it up here. Inside here, all creamy. Okay. That is the egg hatched about 2 to 3 days. And then they put they put a little bit of royal jelly. That's what that is now. Okay. So so then a few days, about a week and a half later, this is all kept and completely kept. Okay. So that's how you do and see what they do. And then all those combs inside, the larvae, before they cap it, it should be very wet. If they're dry looking, not good. Something's up.
Now, that royal jelly only makes a queen if they make a super Caesar cell or a queen
Okay.
cup.
Okay. The question is, who gets how much royal jelly? Queen gets 100% royal jelly from the day she was born till she dies. And she doesn't eat, she get fed. She doesn't clean, she get cleaned. Get groomed, that's your highness. Okay, the queen. Okay, so okay, there's another progress here. All right, so again, we saw the box at the bottom, no brood, no nothing. And then we went up to the second story and we got full of brood. It shows that they prefer warmer. So it is a lot, again, upstairs a lot warmer than downstairs. So that's where you have to, that's why I'm going to take this box down, and you can see we had it that's full of honey. So okay, that's pretty much, I think the rest of them is about the same. Okay. Yeah, there's another brood. And then new, I see here full of new larvae. They're just about to, cap. You see the whiteness there? There's all, but they're about to 8 to 9 days old. Okay, so they're gonna get capped.
So what does it mean to cap them?
They seal it.
With?
See right here? This is all sealed.
Is that pollen?
No, this is the wax.
Oh, okay.
That's wax, so they cap it with the wax. Okay.
You made it a little closer there. You got some new folks watching, Karen.
Huh?
You got some new folks watching, just let you know, Karen, Pamela.
Okay, good. All right. So much for that. I'm going to close it up because I don't want to open it up too long, and then it might start encouraging the robbing behavior. But my point is right now, as you can see, this is the inspection I go through. You do the estimation where they're going, find out each comb. Sometimes you see the chalk brood, American foul brood. I mean, you name it. If the mite's too high infestation, which is parasite, and then you start seeing the what do they call deformed wing. Okay, so this guy needs some kind of after I take the honey down, I'm gonna start treat them for the mites. Okay. Excuse me. I don't want to squish nobody. Okay. Okay, good. Okay, now here comes the this guy's here. Okay, that's beautiful. So almost. This is how it looks when the honey is fully kept. Okay, fully. So they once they store the honey in each comb, and then they cap it. It's like a ready to go. Okay.
Andrew, Julio would like to keep bees someday. Maybe you can get them started sooner than later.
Yeah. Okay, so as Chris lift this one, he said about 50 pounds. Yeah, I can see why. Okay, this is all fully capped. Okay, so I'm gonna shake the bees off of it. Thank you guys. Thank you very much. And I'm going to start putting on the side once I go through 10 of them, and then I'm gonna okay. The reason why I'm doing that is because I want to shake the bees off of it, all right? And then maybe we can do some honey tasting. Okay.
This will be my favorite part.
Yep. I should have prepared another box for it, but oh well.
So does shaking them tick them off, make them kind of mad?
What do you think? Huh?
Probably.
What do you think?
I haven't been stung yet, but
Robbing. He thinks he's robbing a
Yes, we have a more problem with the robbing than they try to steal me. But regardless, when the winter comes, when it's temperature gets cold, and you need to downsize the house. And then because of the honeys are kept, and then these fall off a lot easy. There are many different ways you can yeah, see.
they're getting
Chris,
mad
I
at
think
you.
you jinked me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, so they're coming after me. Okay. See, my hair is black, and they think I'm a bear. So they're coming after the. Okay, so much for that. So I'm gonna close it up, and then I'm gonna do one last one. I want to do is that I wanna mark and queen. This is the queen was grafted by the Alameda Beekeepers Association, and there's one group called the Queen Grafting Program, and Greg Mao is in charge of that, and he grafted with the students about 20 queens. I got about 10 of them, and this is one of them. And then so I'm going to mark her, and then see whether show you how the queen's been marked. Okay.
sting in the nose.
Yeah, right on my nose.
Oh.
But I get stung every day, 2 or 3 times every day. So I'm kind of used to it. It's because of time strain, I'm gonna just skip it. For first of all, I need to find the queen. Let's see.
And this time she's not marked.
Yeah, this one is she's not marked. Hold on, let me get here. And she started laying,
Wow, look at that.
so I need to find her. So she's about what, a month? Look at that. This is beautiful. Look at that. So now I gotta find Your Highness.
Pardon me. Good peas. Don't bite. Stay.
For those of you observing, he's looking for a needle in a haystack.
Yeah, it is.
And watch how fast he finds it.
What I call is like a, you know, if you play the Where's the Waldo, okay, this is the pro version.
Where's
You
Waldo?
all look the same, and you gotta find a one tiny queen.
Find one that's a little bit longer, a little bit fatter, and the wings will be all the way down to the end of the abdomen. If you can't find it within 30 seconds, you lose the game.
Time's up. Okay. There she is, right there. Okay. All right. So many different way I can mark it. One is grab her, put it in this cage, and then with the slot there, you can mark it there. All right. Or sometime when you get too busy, I don't have a time for that. I just grab it, mark her on the spot. Okay, so then before I do that, I gotta find the pen and okay, you know what? For you guys, I'm gonna give you a little bit of more entertainment. Okay, here's a queen. Okay, so then make sure the ink's running good, and then I will just position Your Highness. Just be patient. Okay, right there. Okay, there we go. And then let the ink dry, and then I release back her.
What color does she get?
White.
White.
This is
Okay.
2021.
2021 was white.
So next year will be yellow. But white was really hard to, I just do not like the white. But anyway,
She got
so-
a tattoo.
those of you who are thinking about beekeeping and so forth, each county has a bee association, and then I belong to Alameda Beekeepers Association and the Mount Diablo Beekeepers Association, two of them. And so you can join them, meet people, learn from it, and then before you getting into anything, study, read, watch, most of all, find a good mentor. Very important, okay? So then you get to watch it, you can ask a question, and if you lose high first year, good, okay? I'm not saying that you lost the bee is good, no. Learn why you lost the bee and find out. That's how I studied it. I highly recommend that. Okay. Okay, what's the time? Time?
The time is 1:53.
Okay, so we got a few more minutes left, but I hope you get some experience. for the first time, everybody saw me get stung on my face. Okay. Tomorrow is your life. Okay. It's very important. All right. Okay. So then, so much for that. Thanks for watching. If few things. One, you can join me on a Facebook page, Sung Lee the Bee Charmer. You can join me. It's public group, not private. You can just come in and join and watch me. I post about bees every day. You can ask questions and so forth. I have a YouTube channel. You can watch me. I've got about 5 videos and 2 on orchids, and then I haven't posted anything for 6 months, but it's on the pipeline right now. And then also you can watch me on a TikTok. I've got about 2.4 million views, about 225,000 followers. I need to get up there about 1 million. And then the other one is Instagram. I just started Instagram, so you can watch me anywhere you want, and then just reach out to me and so forth. And then most of all, and overall, that if the spring comes, there's swarming happens, you can always find me, Sung Lee the Bee Charmer, okay, Bee Charmer, okay. So then you can reach out to me, I can help you out on that, okay. And then if you need any help and so forth, so you know how to find me now, okay. All right, thanks for watching, and hopefully I can go on a little bit more, okay, on the future live shows.
Awesome.
Good.
Thank you. That was great.
How was it?
Yes, that was good.
Huh?
My fingers off.
So, do you know how many viewers are there?
No, I can't. No.
Okay, you know what? I need to take care of that first.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
I could barely see the writing on those couple times I was trying to tell you the comments so you can mention it, folks.
Yes. Well,
My fingers aren't working.
I
real
got
well.
to hold honey in my
These
hands.
two here.
And not this honey.
Yeah,
I'm
now
talking
my
bee
head,
honey.
Purple color, almond color.
Was that fun? Was that interesting?
That was great.
Yeah, that was neato. And I didn't get stung
So I
yet,
gotta go
but
see
there's
about
still
that
time.
next
Still time.
My back is
So what I really want to know is if I wear a bee suit, will they be attracted to me?
two jobs.
Will they
all
try and
day
make
long.
me their queen, I
Yeah,
wonder?
working one
Because
job.
I'm big.
One job
the
I'm big and
island?
tall.
for a long
Huh?
time.
Uh-oh.
Doing
I can't do this. I gotta turn this thing around.
An airline and
There we go. What's that, honey? Oh, yeah, look at you. Oh, yeah. I think what you need is a big yellow stripe.
things
Yeah,
up
big
there
yellow
there,
stripe.
but they killed everything. Pair of glasses.
So these honeycombs right over here, these are a lot different than the other honeycombs, but these ones are natural, it looks like. So they really just kind of
Yeah,
swell
hope
out
it,
there.
Hope it stays center.
How cool is that?
When you do live, can you go back and look at it?
Yeah, it will be posted later on.
You'll see.
How was it?
You'll be there.
That was great.
Yeah, that's very informative.
Nice day for it too.
Yeah,
No, that's all right. Help yourself. I'm just keeping rolling because it's fun.
I think one is in your hat. You better be careful.
Me?
Yeah.
Be careful. Haha. That's funny. That was like a joke.
Yeah, they like them.
So if you get stung,
Uh-huh.
are there pheromones in the stinger that attracts more bees to the target?
Well, yeah, the whatchamacallit, warning pheromone. So that's why you have a chain reaction.
Yeah.
The weight of those.
Oh wow, look at that.
These fully capped,
Uh-huh.
about 5 pounds a piece, but if you fill a frame with just the foundation in it, probably weighs about 4 ounces. And then with the capped on both sides,
Wow.
5 pounds. Have you felt the weight of that?
I have not, but I'll take your word for it.
That's a pretty good average one. I only put the gloves on because I got this OCD about sticky.
Yeah.
It's easier to handle the frames with.
I have OCD about stingers.
Yeah, well, if you swell up like I do.
Fortunately, I am not allergic to being stung, but I just don't like it. Yeah, and so we also have an orchid farm here. But boy, look how
Okay? No. I hit the red dot before.
I love his view.
yeah. So every one of these has a queen bee in it. How awesome is that? You look like you're in a hazmat.
Yeah. Look at the view.
Yeah, okay, now for those of you who don't know, we are in Castro Valley, and this way down here is a wonderful view of Lake Chabot, which is really cool. It's a national park or state park, and they stock it with fish, but we have been having lots of droughts around here, and so we don't get a whole lot of water sports in around here. There's no boating in there other than paddle boating, but the water levels have gone down quite dramatically, so even that, yeah, that's a stretch.
It's got to the point.
All right, back to the bees.
Are they mad at you right now?
Huh?
Are they mad at you right now?
See, when they pop the warning pheromone, so it becomes call it the chain reaction.
Yeah, you become a target.
You saw that.
Yeah. So, what are you?
This is the parasite treatment.
Oh, parasite treatment.
Yep,
Okay,
that's
that's
the
right.
#1 killer
Right.
for the bees.
These be playing around all over.
So,
If I don't, the infestation goes up too high, then the colony collapse.
oh, okay.
That's what the people lose bees from.
Is the parasite infestation, is that a California problem right
World.
now? World problem?
Yep.
Okay.
So scientists haven't figured it out
Uh-huh.
how to eradicate that. So that's why the beekeeper has to be on top of it
I see.
to
You lift the frame and the bees start having shorter wings. They've been eaten.
Okay.
You can tell right away
Oh,
that there's a mite following
I see.
So how
And-
often does he have to treat that?
them. He treats them when he sees that there's a starting of maybe mites, or he does a mite test, does a roll test, and checks for mites.
Okay. And what is the treatment?
What is it?
That's yeah, I'm not sure what that's called. What's that treatment called, do you know?
Is the treatment like an herb, or is it?
it's a chemical.
It's a chemical. Okay.
Yeah. There are many different ways, many different chemicals, treatments out there, but that's what we call the ITM. I'm gonna take this one out and then come back.
Better run. Poly when they get really PO'd.
Yeah, I'd imagine. I've seen the cartoons.
Oh, yeah.
You got to go find a lake to jump into, right? Hope you have a
yeah.
snorkel.
I got a little pathway around mine. They chased us all the way out front one time.
Did they really? Oh, well, that's not good to hear.
I know where the birds.
They don't really bother you. They'll chase you out. They'll let you know that
They
you're
fly all
on
over
their
the
time.
place.
Yeah,
I think one
they're
of the
like, we are
neighbors
not
has a
happy with you, and we
fountain.
will escort you out.
Drink at his fountain. So. And there's a nice lake right there for them to.
Right.
Yeah, they are really buzzing now, so something's got them a little ticked off.
Because we have open honey.
Oh, okay.
Oh, this is like.
If you break the frame that's in there, you're just taking them apart, or you bump them and they start leaking a little bit, and it's, nice fresh honey running.
Yeah.
Get very excited.
So they think you're a bear right now, Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, they think big old black grizzly bear reaching in there.
Yeah. I'm not wearing my gloves, so I hope they leave me alone.
I think they deposited a pheromone on him.
Yeah.
Now, when he gets stung,
Yeah.
they put a smell on him and they're after him now.
Right.
They leave him alone, strange enough. If you look overall, there's a few 100,000 bees, and he just robbed them of all their honey.
I know.
It's like, hey,
Oh,
what's
that's-
going on here? Uh-oh.
That's worth 1,000 words right there.
Yeah. So are you a beekeeper as well?
I'm a host.
A host, okay.
I have his apiary in my backyard.
How many?
So anywhere right now there's about 7.
So you have seven
I've
boxes,
got
like
about 3 tables and
okay.
there's 3 bigger hives like you see here growing.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's been using it lately for a lot of nukes. So whether it's a half nuke or a 10 deep box nuke, which is a nucleus or the nuke.
Okay, I was just going to ask, what is a nuke?
Yeah, nuke
Gotcha.
is a nucleus
Mhm.
is a new hive, new queen, and like he says, he will all get mated and come back. And once he establishes that nuke and then start growing, and then move it to a 10 deep box
Okay.
for the brood, and then start building up with these supers and start making honey bombs.
So this one right here is a super.
This is his brood bottom,
Okay, brood bottom.
and then he'll start adding these half boxes on here, and also called supers.
Okay.
And the top box is more than likely going to be all honey frames.
I see.
If that doesn't work, he has other ways, like here, you can see it here,
Yeah.
and he's got an extruder in there to make sure the queen can't get up there and lay any brood.
Oh,
So
okay.
the other bees can get up there and just store honey.
I see. Okay. So for one of these boxes, it looks to me like you're getting, you say 4-ounce panels, and there's probably 1, 2, 3, 4. There's probably
There's
10
There's 10 in each box,
10 in each box.
and you get almost 5 pounds a piece. So it's
Okay.
almost 50 pounds if it's 100% capped and ready.
I see.
And sometimes, not only are they just flat like you see a couple, they build out a little thicker,
Mhm.
and you can get almost to 6 pounds or more.
Okay.
So if it's not all capped, you see some open areas and stuff, and maybe 50%. Well, of course, it's a lot lighter. And
I see. What's the story with this hive over here? This one is an open box. It looks like there are no frames. It's just
this is
combs.
what happens when the bees make their own home.
Okay. And
they
what?
found a speaker box to make a home.
So they ad-libbed
That's their
here.
very own honeycomb built.
So did you set the speaker box out here on purpose, knowing that they would, or they just found it and decided that they were going to make it a home?
Yep. All the time.
They
You
just
find that all the time.
have you had any build anything in your attic yet?
I like to. I love to.
It
There
would be
was somebody tagged me on that. They had a bee observation beehive in the middle of the room.
uh-huh.
I love that one having in my living room. Pretty cool.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
No, thank you. That's
So
I
you see
think
the
I'll
newer
get some of that.
honeycomb in the front. See
Okay,
the older
yeah.
one in the back. That's
Right.
a very old hive in there that somebody finally said, "Hey, I think I got bees in here."
Right. So that's really interesting. So so the newer hive is a lighter color, and
Fresh wax.
is fresh wax. Now the coloration,
Pollen.
when it starts getting brown, I thought I heard him say that was due to heat, but this one's wide open. I wouldn't imagine
Well,
that it's
let's
heat.
close the speaker at one time
Okay.
and find the smallest little hole to get into,
Uh-huh.
and they make the hive. So he has opened that up.
I see. Okay.
Most of the
Now-
time, when you go find a beehive, you got a little knot hole somewhere, and they're inside the
We-
side of the building, in between the
Right. We
set of
actually
framework.
yeah,
Yeah,
we
that tree on 7 Hills. Is that what you're thinking of?
yeah, there's a tree on 7 Hills. It's got a little knot hole in it, and there's bees that are hanging out there. Yeah.
For years.
So
Yeah, so if you find that little knot hole,
Mhm.
he'll set up a vacuum if it doesn't go through the rotary.
okay.
It just sucks them into a box.
I see. Okay.
And he slowly let them come into that box. And then
Uh-huh.
if he actually gets the queen, everybody will follow.
Okay.
Any one of these hives, if you get that queen
Uh-huh.
and bring that queen over here, the rest are all going to follow.
Interesting. Yeah.
So if you opened up that tree, I mean, for as long as we've lived there, like 18 years, I think
Uh-huh.
the tree has had a beehive in it.
Well,
So-
it's got a big hollow area, and it'll look like that inside of it.
You'll
It'll have honeycomb in there, a lot of bees, and a lot of honey. And
So because this hive right here is an open box like this, and there's 15, 20 other hives involved. Do they come in and do they steal and rob?
That's what they're doing. They're just cleaning this up.
Okay.
They can't maintain a good temperature or anything else. These are not
Okay.
closed up.
I see.
So they're just over here, just cleaning it up and stealing pollen and everything.
Gotcha.
They're
Okay.
just feeding on it.
All right. And it looks like there's quite a few dead people down there at the bottom. Is that?
That's I don't know if that's from being original, but that's a lot of bee stuff. They're droppings of pollen and stuff.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's just from being there an awfully long time.
Right. And these
Most
guys
of
are
these
fighting too. You can see
Most of
them
these other
going
bee
at it.
boxes, the bottom, when you pull the bottom tray out,
Uh-huh.
you'll see that same remnants, and it's bee poop. See, he's got them all taped up for the season right now,
Interesting.
and they're turned around where the openings.
So
are all
yeah,
back
you
here.
know, that's a question.
Yeah, the openings are all to the back.
I see. That's
This
so.
opening here
so-
just blocked.
This is proof that bees poop. I had no idea. Did you know that bees
Yeah,
poop?
bee poop and pollen.
Bee poop and pollen.
Man, they really nail 'em.
I think I will make that the name of my video. Bee poop and pollen. Okay, no, I won't.
See, he's got these all blocked for the winter, smaller opening.
Uh-huh. What's going on up here? It looks like they're having a rumble.
Yeah, there's probably something they're feeding on, a little spot of honey that dripped off one of them.
Oh, wow. They are hungry
I can't
then.
blow because I got my plastic shield there.
Right. So they are going after that, not because they're hungry, but because they need to store it, or because they're hungry.
They'll take it to the hive.
Okay.
Feed the queen or store it.
Gotcha.
Now, it's hard to tell what's going on there because I dispersed them
Right.
and they're coming back. I don't see any real heavy evidence of them.
Interesting.
They like that one spot, so
There's some honey down there or
there's
something.
something.
Something sweet.
Getting that smell of the pheromones or something.
Gotcha. Wow.
They'll cluster when they swarm. They're not fanning. If you saw with the wings really fluttering, they'd be fanning, but they found something they want there.
Uh-huh. And the fanning is an indication of what?
Calling other bees,
Oh,
calling other bees, calling the queen, or
I see. So if they're
protecting the queen. That almost looked like if there was a queen there, they would surround her and they would be fanning.
okay, and so other bees, they can pick up on the fanning motion because it
Yeah.
makes a noise, or
If he takes the hive
uh,
and moves it, and if they're disrupted, if they start fanning, they'll actually come to that hive. They know their house.
right? Interesting.
I mean, they're so close, but when you the first hatch,
Uh-huh.
you come up and do an orientation flight, so you see bees all over like you did because they were upset,
Yeah.
but they'll just be getting their GPS set, and you know where to come back to.
Let's have some drink.
All right, we're gonna have some. We're gonna eat bees, bee poop and pollen. Now this is cool.
Okay, so you could have either cold water or sparkling water.
All right.
Hold on, here.
Cool. This has been so educational.
It
Yeah.
has.
And it's just never ends.
Your yard is so beautiful, and
Oh.
the view and
Yeah.
everything.
Okay, so you have a choice. Either you can have
I'm gonna have one of these.
Okay. this
Now,
is
what
the
is this?
passion fruit drink.
Okay.
Okay, so you put the water in it. That's passion fruit with the honey.
Oh, interesting. Passion fruit with honey.
Yep.
All right. And now, is
Wanna
this
hold that?
is this your concoction? Did you come up with this yourself? Can you hold that?
Well, I mean it's out there, but
Fermented.
just
Fermented.
because of I mean just
Just a little
just
bit of water.
just a little. Okay, you can put water on it. I use sparkling water.
Okay.
Jeff, what you want?
Put a little sparkling water.
Oopsie.
There you go.
You know what? Maybe I'll try some sparkling since everybody else is.
Okay. Actually, that's what the recipes.
Cheers.
Cheers.
For-
Drink a bee.
That's
make
a
sure you
drink of
got-
bee.
Give it a little swivel.
Mmm.
Mix it, stir up.
Wow. Now, how cool is that? So it's passion fruit, it's honey, and sparkling water.
So then if you go
And
further,
my finger.
you could have wine, white wine. So it will be
Now we're talking my language.
oh, some wine?
Yeah, the wine.
Yeah, you want some wine in it?
No, I
No,
gotta
no.
drive us back. I don't want to
Okay.
cause any trouble. Besides, all of my fans, they'll think me a lush.
Okay. Well, who are your fans?
Oh, just me.
There you go. Yes.
All right.
I guess I got to get out of this suit.
All
yeah.
right.
Just show me how you can
Yeah, go
drink
ahead.
it.
Yeah,
with
have a
the-
drink. Go ahead.
Maybe a trick.
Ah,
There you go.
thanks.
There she is.
Okay.
So do
All
I
right.
have to mix it up?
All right.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
I really do
Thanks for
appreciate
having
it.
us.
Yeah, that's good.
So you can do two-way. Remove the seed, just the juice alone. But then adding back to the fruit, the seed in it, and give you like a chewing, another
So,
kick and texture to it. But also the seed has the most nutrient.
Oh, okay.
Did
Then-
you grow the passion fruit?
Oh, it's one of the host here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they had a passion fruit for years, but never did well until bee came in.
Really?
And last year, this year wasn't much, but last year was I picked 5-gallon bucket, about 6 of them, 6, 7. But she was giving it away so much.
Interesting. So when the bees came, then they were able to pollinate the tree, and I guess that excited it to bear fruit.
I think the that's kind of interesting phenomenon that I'm watching is that how the bees and the trees communicate. I have one, my dentist there, as a matter of fact, I turned him into beekeeping. So he's about 30 years. He had an apricot tree in the backyard. He tried everything, pruning it right, fertilizing it, you name it. Never had like a few every year. First year wasn't much. The second year started to having lots of fruit. Last year it's like a bomb exploded.
Is that right?
Wow.
And he didn't know what to do with it.
I wonder if that's what
I have a
happened.
persimmon tree like that. It's about to have a bunch of persimmons, but last year there was nothing.
Yeah, and
How
our,
old is the tree?
and our
It's-
pear tree
it's like-
exploded too.
4 or 5 years.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
we planted it not too long ago.
Okay.
But we don't have any new bees that I know of, unless you've seen more bees.
Where are you
lately.
at?
We're like
Okay.
on the other end of Seven Hills on Sandy Road.
Okay.
that tree you're talking
And,
about, close enough. They'll travel 2 miles.
Is that right?
Yeah, but there are a lot of beekeepers around there.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I have a lot of bees in my yard. I usually have a patch of cosmos that have bees all over them, and then I have a big bush of oregano in my vegetable garden that is always full of bees and buckwheat.
I just got
and
to the honey.
Oh yeah.
It's
flowers
thick
on the-
down there.
The flowers
Yeah,
on
it's
the
pretty good. Huh?
zucchini and pumpkin. But I have this tree.
Good bees.
It's a berry tree of some kind. It's got little berries in it, and I haven't
Probably a
actually
mulberry.
seen them, but
The one with the big shade trees?
I took a picture
Probably a
of it.
mulberry.
But all summer, I heard it sounded like but I
But
never
you-
really saw. So I must
You're
maybe
right.
they're way up there.
Yeah,
But also, we have state of California. We have over 1,600 native bees. So because of the honeybee, other bees doesn't get much credit, attention. Even the yellow jackets are a good pollinator,
He probably knows what it is. That's
Okay.
not a mulberry.
but because of a honeybee, again, everything else, all of the bees is not on the scope, not on the radar whatsoever. So people call me and I go see it, just tiny bees, and I don't even know the name of it, but they're there.
Have you ever dealt with the big, giant, fat, black bumblebee ones? Those
yeah,
big,
those.
giant ones? Yeah, we've had a couple of
Supposedly they
those.
don't sting.
Really?
I mean, there's mason bees and carpenter bees.
Okay.
Yeah,
Do they?
when they're flying around, yes.
Did they produce honey and all that good
No.
stuff? Okay, so they're
Only the
completely-
honeybee is the one produce
Okay,
honey.
hence the name.
Yeah.
Right?
That's what he's got.
I think
I'm
the
learning,
black
I'm
ones
learning.
are carpenter
It looks
bees.
like-
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Those
Yeah,
big
so mini,
ones,
a
yeah.
mini.
I see.
That's what he's got over.
Oh, okay.
Where do you live?
I'm over in San Lorenzo,
Look, that's nice.
close to the. Eric calls it the duck park.
If I-
Close to
Oh, yeah.
Put away. You
I know
wanted
where
some
that's
more?
No, I'm fine, thank
Okay.
you. Yeah, I'm
No,
good.
okay.
I'm
Thank
good.
you.
Yeah.
Good, though, isn't it? Very
Fine,
good.
thank you. Good.
Tasty.
Wow.
So this one here, this is an older hive, and it's produced as well.
Get
So
this
all
right.
these
There
are
we go.
nukes. He just keeps putting them down and building them up.
But do the bees fly
Sometimes.
around your yard like?
They do right here, right? So I have, this is the house right here. It's probably a walkway like the house is right here. And the bees are probably against the fence like right here. But I walk back and forth and there's no bother. I mow the lawn, whatever. All of the openings are towards the fence. See, this is what I was telling you right here. See this little bottom piece?
Yeah.
You slide that out and all the droppings and remnants, and then you scrape it off. But you can see real quick on this piece here if there's a wax moth or other little critters are in there. You can scrape them out, kill them, because a lot of them drop. See, here's one sticking out a little bit.